Alright, in today's video we're gonna do like I said in the last video and go back through, and I'm gonna show you how to get down to this counterbore here. I'm gonna rough it out and finish it real quick. So if you look at the stock model that we created in the last video, we've got that counterbore here to get to. So first thing we're gonna do, make sure we're in the top view. Look, we need to come from the left view. We're going to rough it out with just a contour real quick. Get the middle of it as much as we can. We can't go any bigger than this hole. So we're going to just use that hole as a chain. And get as much of that material out as we can. So if we go to left construction, construction plane, tool planes left. This is just a 3+2 strategy, so nothing fancy yet. Pick this long end mill. That should be enough clearance. Ramp that out. Do 15 thousandths ramp. Don't need any wear. We'll just use a computer. Leave a couple thousandths on the floor. 10 thousandths on the wall. That lead out's good. Start our feed plane. Let's do 0.1. Top of our stock is here. So it's about 30 thousandths. Our depth is going to be the very bottom. And that looks good. That's our feed plane. There. Somewhere in there. Retract. About 3 inches. Like that. Looks good. Stock model real quick. Let's regenerate. Go ahead and do 5. Use 1/8 taper mill ball. That's what it looks like. 2.5 should be enough clearance. We're going to use curved strategy. Change this to parallel. We can go into this stuff more detail in future videos, but for now I just want to go through and just show you what I had in mind and what works for this. Pick curve that we want the tool path to be parallel to. That's the ID is our machining surface. Just pick those two things and leave everything else alone for now. Alright, how we're gonna do this is we're gonna use the from point strategy. And our from point is gonna be just in between those two arcs, right in the middle of that hole. Change this to retract, just because we can go over more of this later. Do a second one and do trim and relink. We're also going to pick that as an avoidance, and that keeps the tool away from that surface when it leads in and leads out, picks up and retracts, and we'll show you more of that in a minute. So that's what we've got so far. starting at the bottom and going to the top. We don't want to do that, so let's go back to our strategy. I'm going to go one way, flip our step over. That's better. Let's go to our linking. We do want to use lead in and lead out for approach and retract. We don't want blend spline. I want to use fall surfaces. See what that looks like. That looks good. Make our lead in and lead out a little smaller. Change this to fixed. Doesn't always do it, but if you have this at automatic, sometimes it'll actually tilt the part as it leads in, and I don't want it to do that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Except we want it to change that step over. We're going to rough it at about a 30,000 step over. I want it to lead in and lead out on each pass. Change that, and we'll change this number to smaller than our step over. Now it leads in and leads out every time. But we don't want it to come in and out all the way out every time. So we're going to change this to retract the feed distance. Change these numbers a little bit. Go. Right now our clearance is automatic. We can play with that. We can do plane. Right, if we leave it at WCSZ, it's going to do something weird like that. It's looking at it like if this is top or something. The best thing to do is leave it in automatic direction. Mastercam will detect that it's coming from this direction and just make your plane there. You can make it, higher or shorter, whatever you want to do. Incremental clearance plane's not a big deal. Staying down there and doing the business. Except that the hole looks like after we roughed it with a ramp. You can kind of back part it over that stock model, and you can see, well, it's taking a pretty hefty cut, so we don't want to do that. So we can come in here, go to roughing, multi-passes. Let's just say something like 20, do, not that number, 25 thousandths. That's cutting way more than what it should be. We can fix that. Come up here, turn stock on. Use the stock model 2. Okay. Only cut where we have stock. Stock model. Wait on this to regenerate. Roughed it out. So, just 2 tool paths. We've come in here and rough that little counter bore out. Went from that to that. I think that's about all I'm going to do for today. We can go into get into some more later on. I could probably finish that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to wait till we start finishing everything. So, got questions? Hit up my email. You can get a hold of me on my YouTube main page. There's a link for my email there. If you want these files, let me know and I can put them on a Google Drive. You can practice. I'll save it just like it is, and you can save it. And by the way, I'm using Mastercam 2025. Doesn't say it anywhere, but that's what it is. It's time for me to start getting familiar with it because it's just that time. So if there's specific questions you have about any part of the toolpath or anything like that, just like I said, hit me up and let me know, and we can go over it later. But with that, I'll see you in the next video.